So the political sands are shifting in Nelson Mandela Bay again. The DA, the biggest party in that new agreement. To discuss it, we're joined by political analyst Dr Ntsikelelo Breakfast. Doctor, thank you for being with us. All the parties there are talking service delivery, saying that this will be better for people on the ground. But let's be clear, in the past, the political ructions in Nelson Mandela Bay have been dire for service delivery. I mean, the taps are running dry. Do you think it could be different this time around?
No, of course not, Francis. I'll tell you why. Because so long as you don't have an independent body to enforce the deal that was struck, I think even this one, this deal that was struck today will be short-lived. Because who is going to see to it that all those political parties, they abide by what they've agreed upon? I mean, if one looks at power sharing arrangements covering the period of 2016 until to date, one will realize that they've been, unworkable, simply because there is a missing link between power sharing arrangements and also some mechanisms of conflict management. So the political elite have a tendency to rush into joining forces without developing a mechanism to address their own differences.
So, I mean, the balance here was always pretty even. Both the DA and the ANC got 48 seats. So you're saying it could swing now and then swing again. We could have this seesaw going between the two parties. All these new signatories have that unites them is an anti-ANC sentiment, I guess. What happens now? How does the signed document become tangible power? Even if you say it'll be short-lived, they will try and oust ANC leaders.
You see, Francis, another matter of concern for me is the fact that I saw leaders from National who were signing off the deal on behalf of their own political parties. And that begs the question whether they got the buy-in from the local leaders. Because what we might see later on is that there might be a backlash from the leaders from the Bay. They might not want to abide by some orders from the national leaders. So that's why I'm arguing that I don't think that this coalition formation is going to stick around a bit longer.
Yeah, but presumably we will see a DA mayor being voted in. I mean, it's early days, so presumably they will all stand together on something like that.
Yes, of course, simply because of power seeking, status seeking, office seeking, self-gratification, musical chairs. It's got nothing to do with rendering various services to the people, or it's got nothing to do with promoting development for the majority.
Yeah. All right, so you're saying the talk is all just rhetoric. Let's look at the party that didn't sign, the EFF. It has said earlier that it would back the DA, and it's always said it's about getting the ANC out. So it'll vote with this coalition, even if it's not a signatory, seemingly. It took a similar stance in Johannesburg and other metros. How's that working out?
Well, I think there's a long-standing conflict between the EFF and the DA in the metro. You know what had happened last time with Trollip. They pulled out at the 11th hour. So I think that is the background to the story, that they are sticking to their guns. They don't want to change their position and work with the DA. I mean, despite the fact that, as you indicated earlier on, that they are working with the DA in other parts of the country.
Given that the balance is so fair between the DA and the ANC, and these small parties can move between the two big players, and you say everybody is rent-seeking and everybody's just looking out for themselves. I mean, what can be done to try and introduce some political stability to Nelson Mandela Bay?
First of all, I think these leaders should not see politics as a zero-sum game or as a win-lose situation, but should see politics as a win-win situation. Secondly, we need to have an independent body, Francis, that is going to enforce these deals that are struck by politicians. Otherwise, it's useless to strike a deal, but there is no structure that is going to enforce those things that have been agreed upon. So I think maybe SALGA can run with that, facilitate that process, because it looks like, coalition formations are a future.
Yes, SALGA did say, even around the time of the election, that there needed to be something in place to ensure that coalition government, which you say is the future, is more stable, and yes, and a body to oversee these deals. So you're saying nothing actually tangible has come of that yet?
Not at the moment, Francis.
All right, thank you so much. Looking at Nelson Mandela Bay, we do expect some tangible moves now to oust ANC office bearers in Nelson Mandela Bay. That was political analyst Dr Ntsikelelo Breakfast.